You want to destroy a narcissist's power over you? Don't scream, don't argue, don't explain yourself. Just stop. There is one thing a narcissist cannot survive, and it has nothing to do with fighting back. It is your silence. Not the silence of someone who gave up, the silence of someone who finally understood the game. Because here is what nobody tells you. When you go silent on a narcissist, something breaks inside them, something they cannot fix, something they cannot control. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly what that is, what happens to them psychologically when you stop reacting, why it terrifies them at a level most people never understand, and the exact moment you will know it is working. Stay until the end, because the last thing I reveal is the one thing narcissists are praying you never figure out. Let me tell you something most people learn too late. Every narcissist in your life, your ex, your coworker, your family member, they all share one secret weakness. And it is not confrontation. It is not evidence. It is not even leaving them. It is your reaction. See, a narcissist is like a machine, and that machine runs on one fuel, your emotional response. When you get angry, they win. When you cry, they win. When you beg, they win. When you explain yourself, they win. Every reaction you give them is a signal that says, you still have power over me. But when you go completely silent, the machine runs out of fuel and it starts to break down. Today, on Mind Authority, we are going to walk you through exactly what happens inside a narcissist's psychology the moment you stop giving them what they need. This is not about revenge. This is about understanding. And once you understand this, you will never be vulnerable to one again. First, you need to understand one thing about narcissists. They do not feel the world the way you do. You have something called emotional empathy. You feel what others feel. A narcissist does not have that. What they have instead is a need, a deep, relentless, painful need for something psychologists call narcissistic supply. Narcissistic supply is attention. It is emotional reaction. It is control over how you feel. When they insult you and you snap back, that is supply. When they ignore you and you chase them, that is supply. When they gaslight you and you doubt yourself, that is supply. Every single interaction you have with them, if it creates an emotional reaction in you, they fed. They are not in the relationship for love. They are in the relationship for supply. And here's where silence becomes so dangerous to them. Silence is the one response they cannot use. It is the one response they cannot spin. It is the one response that gives them absolutely nothing to work with. So when you go quiet, really quiet, you do not just stop the supply, you flip the power completely. Now here is what most people never see, because they break the silence too early. When you go silent on a narcissist, they go through 4 very specific stages. Stage 1, the Hoover. Within hours, sometimes minutes, the narcissist will try to pull you back in. This is called the Hoover, like a vacuum cleaner. Suddenly, they are texting you, calling you, being sweet, apologetic, maybe even romantic. Why? Not because they love you, because their supply disappeared and they are in withdrawal. Most people break here. They think, see, they changed. They actually care. They did not change. They are just hungry. Stage 2, the escalation. If the Hoover doesn't work, watch what happens next. The sweetness disappears. Now comes the attack. Angry messages, accusations, provocations designed to make you respond. Why attack you?
because even anger from you is supply. If they can make you react, even negatively, they still won. This is the stage where they show you who they really are. Most people break here too, because the attacks feel very personal. Do not break here.
Stage 3, the smear. If your silence holds through both of those stages, something shifts in the narcissist. They cannot control you directly anymore, so they go around you. They start talking to mutual friends. They tell people their version of the story. They try to destroy your reputation before you can destroy theirs. This stage feels devastating, but it is actually a sign. It is a sign that your silence is working at a very deep level. It means they are scared of what you know. Stage 4, the implosion. And this is the stage nobody talks about. When none of the previous stages work, when the Hoover fails, when the attack fails, when the smear campaign fails, the narcissist turns inward. The mask starts to crack. The image they built, the confident, in control, charming version of themselves, begins to fall apart, because that image was never real. It was always held together by the reactions of other people, and you just took yours away. Here is why this happens at a psychological level. Narcissists, at their core, are not confident. That surprises people because they look so sure of themselves, so untouchable. But that confidence is a construction, a performance built on top of something most psychologists call a fragile self. Deep inside, a narcissist does not believe they are enough, and so they spend their entire lives hunting for proof that they are, from outside sources, from you. Every time you reacted to them, good or bad, you were giving them that proof. You were confirming that they existed, that they had power, that they mattered. When you go silent, you take that confirmation away, and without it, they are left alone with the one thing they have spent their entire life running from: themselves. Your silence does not just remove their power over you, it forces them to face the emptiness they built their entire personality to hide. That is why silence destroys them, not because you hurt them, because you finally stopped carrying them. Now, before you use this, there are 3 rules you have to follow. Break any of these, and the silence loses its power completely. Rule 1, no contact means no contact. No checking their social media. No asking mutual friends about them. No accidental run-ins. Silence only works when it is total. The moment you reach out, even once, you restart the entire cycle. Rule 2, the silence is for you, not for them. This is the most important rule. You are not going silent to punish them. You are going silent because you finally decided your peace is worth more than the argument. The moment your silence becomes about controlling them, you become what you are trying to escape. Use the silence to rebuild, to think clearly, to remember who you were before this person entered your life. Rule 3, prepare for the escalation, because it will come, and it will feel designed to break you. Every message, every attack, every rumor is not proof that your silence failed. It is proof that your silence worked. The louder they get, the quieter you stay. That is the rule. Here is the thing. Narcissists are preying you never understand. They knew the entire time that silence was the one thing they could not fight. That is why they spent so much energy making you feel guilty for setting boundaries, making you feel cold for needing space, making you feel wrong for protecting yourself. They were not afraid of your anger. They were afraid of your indifference,
because your indifference means they never had you. Not really. You have always had this power. Now you know how to use it. This is mind authority. We do not just teach you how to survive, we teach you to understand. Subscribe, because next week we go even deeper.